Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Hope and I am a senior portrait photographer serving both Charleston and Savannah, and this YouTube channel is where I share education for entrepreneurs as well as a little bit of a peek into my life living in the low country. And I just gave that intro about being a photographer, but what we're talking about today actually isn't relevant to just photographers. We're going to be talking a lot about email marketing, which is something that is incredibly relevant to all entrepreneurs, small business owners, creatives, especially right now. Digital marketing has become something that is so important for small business. And with social media, especially Instagram, this is very much directed at Instagram, becoming very difficult for us to navigate and having a lot of algorithms working against us, email marketing has become more important than ever. So for anybody that doesn't really know what I mean by email marketing or doesn't know about the value of email marketing is essentially just collecting your customers' email addresses and then marketing to them directly in their inbox. And statistics say that for every dollar you spend on email marketing, you can expect to make $36 in return. So it is literally the best converting marketing platform that exists right now. And there's so many reasons for that, but the biggest advantage that I see in email marketing right now that's incredibly obvious is that there's no algorithm working against you when you're trying to land in somebody's inbox, right? Like if I have somebody's email address, I know that if I send them something, they're gonna get it. I don't have to worry about people's posts that are more popular showing up first or emails that are better performing showing up and getting clicked on more frequently. No, it's just that if I email them, they get it. And it is so powerful to have that in your back pocket. And one of my favorite people, her name's Jenna Kutcher, I listened to her podcast. She talked about the fact that she asked this question, I should say, on her podcast that said, if Instagram were to disappear tomorrow, how would you interact with your customers? How would you talk to your people? How would you market to them? And when she said that, I realized that I did not have a way to talk to my audience and sell to my customers if Instagram were to disappear. And this was a few years ago, but I had gotten really comfortable with the fact that I had tens of thousands of followers on Instagram and I felt like I was crushing it and didn't really need any other avenues of marketing until I had the realization that I don't own that platform. I don't own any of those followers or customers' information. If the platform were to crash or disappear, which it crashes often, then I'm at a loss. I have nothing else to do to market to my clients and my customers, right? So email marketing has become my number one form of marketing, especially for my photography education and resources and talking to other photographers about the content that I create to share with them. So today I want to talk to you about the email marketing platform that I use, why I love it, and give you a little bit of a tutorial on the back end. This isn't going to be so much a tutorial about how email marketing works and the strategy behind it, but more so a walkthrough of the program that I use so that if you also use ConvertKit, hopefully you can find some helpful tips and tricks in here. So I just spoiled it, but the email marketing platform that I have used and loved for years now is called ConvertKit. There are tons of amazing options. I actually started with MailChimp, which is a little bit cheaper and a little bit more simplified from a user standpoint, but ConvertKit I have found is the perfect balance of user-friendly and easy to navigate, but also really powerful from an automations and a technical standpoint. I would say that MailChimp is on kind of the easy range of email marketing, and then something like Infusionsoft is on the complete opposite end of the spectrum, being the hardest and most difficult to navigate and also the most powerful strategically and technically, but I have found ConvertKit lands somewhere right in the middle. Super easy for me to use, has all of the analytics and the power that I need it to, has all the automation capability that I need it to, and it works beautifully for me. I've been using it for about 6 years now. So I just want to dive in, give you guys a little tour of ConvertKit and why some of the features are really powerful for my business that made me pick ConvertKit over other options. So this is what the back end of ConvertKit looks like. So when you log in, it shows you this really insightful analytics page that just gives you a quick look into the last week to 30 days of your email marketing and how it's performing. So you can see here the number of subscribers I've had since this morning. It's only 8 a.m., so I feel good about that. And how many I've had over the past week, the past 30 days, how many I have total, how my average emails are performing. You can see a little graph right here of deliverability. I can see who's just joined, what they're downloading. Super, super helpful little landing page here. But a couple of my favorite features, I'm going to kind of walk you through each of these. So Grow right here essentially shows you your people, right? It shows you your subscribers and it shows you your landing pages and your forms. So I love that they have these separated here. This is actually a relatively new interface for ConvertKit, but I thought that it was really cool that they separated out all of these tabs. So Grow is essentially what I need on a daily basis. This is what I'm looking at the most often is my subscriber statistics and then my landing pages and my forms. That's probably where I spend most of my time. Send right here is where I'm actually going to send out emails. So I'm scheduling broadcasts, which are emails that go to my full list. Sequences are automated sequences of emails that go out over a predetermined amount of time. It's all automated, goes out on its own. Email templates is where you can create templates as a starting point. I actually don't use that feature. And then snippets, I actually don't use at all. So broadcasts and sequences are the two most powerful options that I use here. Sequences being the thing that I think makes ConvertKit so powerful, but we'll talk about that in a second. Automate allows you to do all of the things that you need to do to make your email marketing system work by itself, completely hands-off, passive income. All of those buzzwords that you hear are possible because of automations and systems like ConvertKit. So visual automations create automations within funnels. Rules, pretty obvious if then that. So for example, if somebody subscribes to this form or downloads this thing, I want them to be tagged with this tag. So allows you to set up those types of automations. Integrations I use with Kajabi and with Deadline Funnel and with other things like that from a strategy perspective. I'd say that's more advanced than most people would need. RSS, I don't really have to worry about. And I actually don't use either the Earn or the Learn tab, but it really goes to show you all that ConvertKit is capable of if you need it to be. You can sell products here. You can accept tips for your content from your audience. You can see the payouts you've received, and then Learn is where you can go to see all of their tutorials, their community, all that stuff. But let's pop back over to the landing pages and forms. So I have a lot of these, but essentially this is all of my lead magnets that I have created to get people on my mailing list. So a lead magnet, for anybody that doesn't know, is essentially just something that you are exchanging for somebody's email address. So if you've ever gone to any website that you've ever shopped and a pop-up says you want 10% off your first order, that's a lead magnet. You give them your email, they send you 10% off, and then they blow up your inbox, right? If you've downloaded any of my free guides, those are lead magnets. It just allows me to stay in contact with you, send you relevant content, and continue to serve you really well. But all of these forms are each individual lead magnets. So I have 5 years worth of lead magnets in here. These are anything from my PDF downloads to my free mini courses to my webinars to wait lists for new offers that are coming up. But my favorite thing about ConvertKit that I love in my business is that you are able to super easily embed these opt-in forms for these lead magnets on your Show It website. So I use Show It to host my website and my blog. It's how I've designed my website and my blog. Love them to death, totally different video. But some of the other email marketing platforms were a little clunky with this. I didn't want to have to create physical landing pages and sales pages for each of my lead magnets. So instead, what I do is I create a small form that I can then embed with HTML code on my Show It form or on my Show It website. And it just makes it so easy. So I'm going to show you a quick example of that. So right here, this is where I would create this actual like embed form. So I'm going to go here. I can edit this. I can customize it to look however I want. But then when I want to put it in my Show It site, I go here to publish. I copy and paste this long HTML code. And then I just go into Show It. And I go down here to add embed code. And then I go into embed info and paste it here. And it puts the form here, and I can actually change the style of it and the shape of it to coordinate with whatever I need it to look like on the actual site on Show It. So easy to use, so easy to customize, and it allows for even my really strategic and automated email funnels to look on brand with these really beautifully designed landing pages that I do and Show It. It just makes the back end of organization and the visual side of this super easy for me. which I'm just so grateful for. So that's a little bit about how those actual embed forms work. And then the only other feature I wanted to show you guys was the sequences. So I have a lot of sequences too. Again, I've had this for 5 years, so don't get overwhelmed by this. But what I love is that I can easily see the statistics of any of these sequences, and they are so easy to set up. So let's go to my senior course sequence here. So essentially, when I want to set up an automated sequence of emails, all I have to do is come in here, I add emails right here, so I only have 6 in this sequence. I can decide when they go out, so this goes out an hour after the previous email. This one goes out 1 day later, 1 day later, 1 day later. But it's just so easy to set up and see the back-end statistics of how subscribers are walking through these, how they're performing, and they're just really easy to set up one time and click save, and they run on automation. I have never had a technical error with any of these sequences. They run seamlessly, and it's so user-friendly, and they're also beautiful for my clients. Let's look at a preview of this. Just so seamless and so easy to incorporate my own visuals, my own branding, my own colors, my own fonts into the back end of ConvertKit. So I hope it was helpful to see a little bit of a peek into ConvertKit and why it's my favorite email marketing platform right now. Thank you so much for watching. I hope it was helpful to see a little bit of a back end look into my email marketing platform. I post new videos every single week, and I would be so grateful to have you subscribe. And until next Monday, have a good one, y'all. Bye.